Okay, fellas, what's going on with you guys? I'm here this lovely fine morning to install these awesome, well, I always say awesome, but these cool looking spacers on the front of my Jeep here. In the front of the springs, I'm gonna be putting them right about there because I lifted the back up 3 more inches to make it 6 back there, and now I'm gonna make it. And since this is 5 up here, I'm going to add 1 more inch, basically, to make it 6. 6 in the front and 6 in the back. That's the way we're all good. But to get that on, we're gonna basically have to drop this spring off. Well, remove the spring, so that way we can get it on this tube on the inside, which fits up against here. And to do that, I have some spring compressors here that you can rent, that I rented, but it's basically free rental at the shop that I go to, which is awesome. And so yeah, we're gonna put them on there and decompress this thing and hopefully get the spacer on. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So keep watching to the end. Okay, the first thing we can do is remove the sway bar from its bracket here. Just disconnect it on both sides, over there and over here, and that way we can drop the axle easier and get the spring out. So I did that, and then you're gonna wanna jack it up, take the tires off, and then we'll be able to put our spring compressors into it as well. So the first thing we gotta do is take this tire off, and then we can put the compressors on. And with the tires off now, we can grab our stand that we have here. I already set up, but you grab a long stand, and basically I'm going to rest it against the top of this frame here, and I'm hoping that the bumper brackets and everything will kind of help hold the frame. That way we don't bend nothing or anything, but we can set it down on it. That way we can move the axle separately and be able to get it lower, and that way we don't have the whole car falling back on us or anything. So we lower it on there, and also you're gonna wanna loosen up your 2 shock bolts on the bottom here. There's like a nut on the bottom of each one. You just loosen them up, and you can leave them in place, but you can just remove the nuts underneath, but that way it can go all the way down, because otherwise the shock actually restricts it from going all the way down, because we have to lower it to get enough gap in between here to get our compressors on. So we're gonna lower it onto the stand, and then we're gonna unbolt these 2 bolts. That way we can put our things on. So let's lower it down onto our jack, and you just go slowly as it goes down. That way you get it nice and positioned right there. There we go. And with that positioned, we can make it stop falling, otherwise our axle will go all the way down except for the shock. But we don't want to have too much tension on those bolts, otherwise it'd be a little hard to loosen them up. So now let's go loosen up those bolts. Okay, with our wrenches put into place, we can loosen it up. Simple enough. And you just do the same thing with the other side. Like so. With them all loosened up, we can just take the bolts out. One there. And the last one here. It's a bit jammed, but there we go. All that is, and then this thing can move freely and the axle can drop. And also, there's also one other nut back there. You see that clip? It goes directly over the spring, so you can actually want to loosen that bolt so you can rotate that little piece there so we can get the spring up. So that's one other thing you have to do. So everything's unbolted and unconnected, and I went ahead and lowered the axle just a little bit. That way we can put our compressors here on, our spring compressors. They should just fit on Just go underneath one side and lift up, and then put them in here. So there we go. They're on the inside here. Now we'll just scoot them over. That way we'll have enough room to put the other ones on this side, which I put on. And so now that we have it on both on one side, so it doesn't fly on us, so it's compressed the same, we can tighten them all down. Actually, yeah, we'll tighten it down, and if you want, you can actually raise the axle just a little bit and then compress everything, and that way when you let the axle down, it just holds it in place. It's probably just a little bit easier to do that way. So I'm going to do that for you guys, and I'll show you guys what it looks like, and let's go from there. Okay, so I have it all tightened up in place without the axle dropped yet. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the axle, and hopefully this all stays tight, and we'll be able to draw it out after that. Okay, I'm going to drop it the rest of the way. So she does. There we go. There we go, let's them actually go. Let's see how she looks. So here's the compressed spring laying on the ground. Doing what I did made it perfect. I was able to get it out, and it gave me lots of room, and I was able to take it down and slip it out. So here's the piece we're gonna put in today. Our little 1-inch piece, and it just fits right up there. Oops, not that way. You fit it up right here, up against the top here, and you just leave it like that, and you put the spring in back exactly the way it was. And sometimes you can't get it past the bump here, and either you can take it out this way, or you can loosen it by like basically unscrewing it with like a pipe wrench or something. Mine you can just pull out, but since it's not too big or wide, I can just slip past it. So yours might have that, so just something to remember. Well, I'm basically gonna reverse all the process that I did. I'm gonna put this on, put that thing in, the spring, and lift it up and basically untighten those coil, the spring compressors, and slowly just work it on way, make sure it's worked on nice in the middle of this platform. Attach all these bolts back together, including the sway bar, and we'll see what it looks like. But now you know how to take it apart and just reverse that process to put it all back in. So we'll see it when it's done. There we go, it's all in place. As you can see, it just fits up there nice. The spring is in place. I just reversed everything I did. Just had to cinch it back and forth, you know. Pump it up, lift the axle up. So it's a little tricky, but I got it in there. Yep, everything's attached in there. Everything looks tight. So now, it's about 6 in the front now and 6 in the back. So we're about even. So it's officially a 6-inch lift, which is awesome. Woo! Now, the next thing we're going to be doing to this thing is the brake lines, and then hopefully we can get some new tires on this thing. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. Now, you guys know how to install your 1-inch spacers. They have different sizes as well. So if you ever want to level out your Jeep, you know how to do it. So, please subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, it always helps me out. I'm like, yes, whenever I see one coming up, somebody subscribed. But, anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in another one, guys. See ya!